What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and I've kind of avoided talking about this while listening to different podcasts. I actually discovered a new podcast too. Shout out to Jenkins and Jones. Their podcast is actually really, really good. You should definitely check that out. But just listening to the different takes, seeing people I know talk about it, all of that, and I guess I decided now I feel like I should just weigh in really quick on this situation. So, Drake is suing UMG, his label and distributor, which is weird because, fun fact, UMG is also the label and distributor for Kendrick Lamar. And yes, he's suing them because of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. His argument is that there's no way that without the label's help in doing some shenanigans like fucking with algorithms and the way that they promoted it, that there's no way that that song could have been as popular as it was. And he felt like they were manipulating basically the stats in order to support a song that was detrimental to him, I guess. Like, I don't really understand, and there's no amount of, plain speak, legal speak, technical speak, whatever speak you have, that's going to make me understand his logic behind this. And, of course, this is following another kind of questionable act, although less questionable because I think a lot of us can understand where the emotion came from. But he was tripping off of DeMar DeRozan saying how, like, if they put his number in the Raptors, he'll tear that shit down and all that, which totally nonsensical bullshit, like showing how in your feelings you are. But basically, in not so many words, expressing how he was kind of disappointed that DeMar showed up in the Not Like Us video and was on stage doing the pop out, and like after he felt like their relationship, they were really close and all that, and he wouldn't, like, quote unquote betray him by siding with the enemy, which, I get it. You thought you guys had a certain type of relationship. At the same time, I also get why DeMar would be chilling with the guy he went to high school with, from the same neighborhood, everything, probably has a more personal relationship with than you. But we'll get back to that part in a second. But all this, of course, has sparked everybody being really, really, like, vocal about, like, Drake's intentions and how do we view Drake now. And I have to admit, I do side with the people that feel like, this kind of has been the final, step in basically qualifying just about everything that Kendrick Lamar has said about this dude. About how, like, he's, basically a culture vulture. He's not really about that life. He only goes and, like, treats with people when he needs something, which, again, the fact that after Kendrick said the thing about Atlanta artists, he goes out and puts out an EP where he features a bunch of Atlanta artists that are, like, on fire right now, like, where, like, they're very popular. It's like, don't write the material for the person telling the jokes about you on stage. Like, it's not how it's supposed to work, bro. And again, this is another fucking example of that, where suing the label is not something that you do when you lose a rap battle, or at least you feel like you've lost a rap battle, or whatever is going through his fucking head. You don't sue, bite the hand that feeds you and try to call them out. That's some shit that happens. Probably should never happen, to be quite honest, but I have to agree, it's some Karen shit. And again, it speaks to the whole, like, how much are you really into the culture? And in particular, where Kendrick, I hate to say this, but where Kendrick questioned his quote unquote blackness. Like, I'm not one to question someone's blackness. I think that if you know, you're black, you're black. But at the same time, I thought that's something that I feel like we do. That is very much something that you see, like, white people generally go to. And I'm sorry if this is offensive to you, but it's just not. I've never known any other African Americans to really move that way. Like, suing in the African American community to me has always been something different. And maybe I'm stereotyping my people, but like, just taking off the race thing, the hip hop culture, you guys were beefing. It's clear he don't like you, you don't like him. He said some things that he may not have said, should have said. You said some things that you may not have should have said, or whatever, however you want to say it. At the end of the day, fans listen to both of you guys go back and forth, and Kendrick's shit ended up being more popular. It's the nature of the beast, you know. Sometimes people, like, that's how it goes. Like, and you know, if people start to agree with Kendrick, hey, again, nature of the beast. It's music. It's a rap battle. People pick sides during rap battles. Sometimes you're not on the winning side. You know, and maybe this is because it's so personal to them, and this is part of why he went there. But like, at the end of the day, after the rap battle's all said and done, fuck it. You're Drake. You still have a lot of fans. You still make a lot of money off of your music and things like that. You still have a lot of great connections. Fuck it. Let Kendrick have this one and just move on and go about your career and being the successful motherfucker that you are. No, you gotta bring this shit back up and again, write the jokes for themselves and point out how, yeah, maybe this guy, when he was saying all this stuff about how he felt about you, wasn't as far off as you tried to say it was, or how people might have tried to defend and say it was. He might have been very, very on point, because you don't do that shit. It's just something that, like, you could have walked away and nobody would have, like, thought about this in years ago, especially with the nature of social media. Honestly, even though you still hear Not Like Us on the radio, it's not played like it was. Yeah, Kendrick got the Super Bowl thing, but after that was announced and we had the little hype moment, as with everything in social media, that kind of simmered down. Nobody was thinking about that. And with this album, like, yeah, it's fresh, it's out, and all that, and it's said to be great and doing well. I haven't listened to it yet, and I'm definitely going to listen to it. Especially, like, that's another thing. You're encouraging people to now want to seek out your enemy's stuff, because I would really love to know what the fuck was it about this album that triggered you to do that. Like, I've heard a few songs like Swabble Up and things like that. I don't see him really going after you personally. I see him more talking about the things that he don't like in the industry. Just like I forget the name of the song that he came up with not about a month and a half ago and did a video, but that song about like industry stuff, it didn't seem Drake specific. It just seems like he just doesn't like the way that the industry is being. He doesn't like certain things, the way people act. It's just like it was him lamenting over his potentially losing, love for the thing that he does because of the way that things are ran. It's not ran the way that he thought it was going to be or should be. Stuff like that. It wasn't fucking like, I'm going to keep fucking standing on this dude's head, But I guess Drake took it that way, and now this is why he's doing that. I don't know. It makes no sense. Yeah, it very much is carrying energy, and it does kind of speak to how, like, he doesn't really understand the hip hop culture and just certain cultures, and really, he didn't grow up around that stuff, but he loved it and he got into it and he's making money out of it. You know, but yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. I don't know what he's gonna get out of this other than more torment, like he's getting. Seeing people make videos, skits about it, laughing at him, podcasts. Like, again, it was the Jenkins and Jones podcast where they had Bomani Jones on there with them that kind of inspired this video, because it's like I'm listening to them. It's like, wow, this is sort of true. And it's just like, I just saw an interview with Talib Kweli where he was like, Kendrick kind of did make me question him using the N word, like, even though I'm a fan of Drake. But it's like the way that he framed it and how he was saying things, it was like, well, yeah, it's like he's got all people having like all of these, like, changing their opinions of him and stuff like that. And I can see how that's frustrating, but suing ain't gonna do you no good. Threatening people who are also friends of his with certain types of behavior, like you about that life to begin with, ain't no fucking way like you gonna like say some shit like that to DeMar DeRozan's face. He'll slap the shit out of you. Come on. But stuff like that, like the behavior, is just like, yeah, like, I don't get it. Like, just chill, bruh. Like, your music's still gonna be what it is. Your fans are still gonna love you, and you'll be fine, or at least you would be fine if you don't keep doing all this nonsense. It's like it's unnecessary, really unnecessary, and it's sad to see him crash out like that. Like, seriously. But it is what it is. I mean, again, as many people have said, he's shown certain behavior like this where it shouldn't be that surprising, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. This your boy Blak Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.